If you can't see across your lawn when you start your mower, you may have blown your head gasket. Hello everyone, and thank you for stopping by. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to disassemble a Briggs Stratton engine to get to the blown head gasket and the carbon buildup that it leaves on the top of the piston and in the cylinder head. Now to get started, the first thing we have to do is shut this engine and to get this hood off. To release the hood, you just pull it up and out. It comes right off. They made them really easy the last few years. Next, we have to get this cowling off. There's just a few bolts that hold it on. And I'm going to show you what this air filter looks like under this air filter housing. This is a 17 horsepower overhead engine. Okay, I'm focusing this camera and trying to steady it up. Here's the air filter, and look at the oil that's in this. It's just saturated. You can't see down in there, but that carburetor is full of oil. Next, let's get to these bolts and get this cowling off. You have two bolts in the front. I already removed these, as you can see. And you have two in the back on this particular engine. These are a little difficult to get to because of the gas tank. You can remove the gas tank and just use a wrench. If you have a ratcheting wrench, it makes it a lot easier. Then you have a screw in here, and the screw, you can either use a common head screwdriver or a torque bit. When you blow your head gasket, smoke comes out of the oil. When you lift this off, you have another cover. This one's held on by these two bolts over here. If you're going to leave it on and just move it, you can leave these two little bolts on. Otherwise, you have to pull these out. And there's two more back here. This ratcheting wrench makes it a lot easier to get in these tight spaces. And you have to remove the muffler. You need a torque bit number 40 to get this off. Once you get everything apart, this is what it looks like. Now this was going to be a repair video, but unfortunately 4 bolts broke off. So that's why I'm just showing you how to disassemble it and what it looks like. When you take these push rods out, they're made of two different metals. One's aluminum, one's steel. Remember where they go. The aluminum one goes to the intake, and the steel one goes to the exhaust. Now, look at this head, how corroded it is. And here's all that carbon. This has to be all cleaned out if you're using this head. You may have to do a valve job on it. You should lap them anyway while you have it out.
Okay, thank you.
And this carbon over here all has to be cleaned off. Here's the head gasket that's blown. This is a typical spot where these engines go. It's a weak spot. It's in between the bolts. And what happens when they blow, oil comes up from the galley from in here, comes across into the cylinder and starts burning up. It just gets sucked right into it. Just that little bit is enough for it to come across. When you take your head gasket off, you have to see what it looks like underneath. Again, this is a weak spot. Whenever you blow a gasket on these engines, this is where it'll blow. And here's where those 4 bolts that broke off. This is what these bolts look like. These bolts were either pulled from another engine because the amount of rust that's on them, and they were all marred up on the top. Look at the rust that's on there. And I don't know if they were over-torqued, if something was put in. I don't know if they were over-torqued, if something was put on them when they were in there. Look how marred up that is. And these just snapped real easy. I believe these bolts were just over-torqued. When you put it together, find a specific torque for your engine and use your torque wrench. You never know when you may have to get back in there again. And there's this one right in here. I'm not sure how I'm going to get these out. That'll be another video. If I get them out, we'll have the video. If not, well, that'll be the end of this, and I'll have to get another engine for this mower. Well, guys, that's a wrap. If you found this video useful or have any questions or comments, post them down below. Give it a like and pass it on to someone else that might be able to use it. And if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to my channel and hitting that bell icon not to miss my new videos as I upload them. And until next time, stay well.